Anyway, Tottenham are still struggling. Roberto De Zerbi's first game in charge of them ended in a 1-0 defeat at Sunderland. They remain in the relegation zone, 2 points from safety. But De Zerbi said he saw encouraging signs from the game.
When they stay with me, for sure, they will see a positive coach, because I believe in their qualities. Just for that, because we are Tottenham, but we have not to win the game just because we are Tottenham. You can't win the game with the paper. You have to win the game showing the quality on the pitch, the fighting on the pitch. You have to score the goal, and you have not to concede goal, for sure. But they are human, and they are suffering maybe too much. And altogether, we have to stay closed, to be positive, to work, to improve in the details in the football, but to be better as a mentality, no?
Do you know what really made me laugh with this, Jacob, is I don't even remember when Igor Tudor was in charge. I think it was after the Atletico game, which was a complete disaster.
Yes, yeah.
And I think he said, in the first 2 or 3 minutes, I thought we were really good. I thought we were brilliant. I thought we were properly in the game. And obviously on the sports bar, they laughed about that a lot. Jamie O'Hara was losing his head, saying, "What are you talking about the first 2 or 3 minutes?" I watched Jamie O'Hara analyse this game, and I swear to you, he goes, "Well, first 5 minutes, I thought Spurs looked really decent, actually." They looked really good.
It's like Stockholm syndrome, isn't it?
Genuinely.
You just go mad. You just get completely mad.
It's crazy.
I mean, Did you watch the game? Did you watch Sunderland Spurs?
So I've seen the highlights because I was at the Virtue Trophy final, seeing old Jack Wilshere.
Oh, Jack.
Future Arsenal manager pick up his first trophy. But yeah, I saw the highlights and they look like the same old Tottenham. I mean, nothing really seemed to have changed.
Well, how can he change it? I mean, you look at the midfield. I think, De Zerbi's got a very specific style of play. So he went with a Conor Gallagher, an Archie Gray and a Lucas Bergvall midfield. That's not going to win Premier League football matches.
No.
It's not. And
they're so soft, Jacob.
But
they are.
The mad thing is, it's like, if you want to do De Zerbi and do it properly, you have to buy the players. And the irony is, they've bought Thomas Frank players, which is the complete and utter opposite of that. So I mean, Romero's got an injury. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That looked like a serious injury as well. The way he reacted to it, that didn't look like, oh no, we're losing Sunderland. That looked like, I don't think I'm going to go to a World Cup this summer. That looked like a bad knee injury.
No
for
yellow
Romero.
card at all for Bobby, by the way, for that.
He's a funny player.
He is, yeah.
He's the most WWE player I've seen in the league this season. He's a laugh. Him. I quite like him. As long as he's not playing against your players and injuring your players. I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying he should injure anyone, but it's just the physicality of him. It's unbelievable. He was in the River Days for so long playing Dutch football. It's like this is the most Premier League. He's called Brian. It's the most English striker I've ever seen.
He's actually very EFL, isn't he? Like, as in the kind of striker that comes up from the EFL and then causes a lot of bother up in the Premier League.
This is Grant Hull.
Like that.
This is Grant Hull. Yeah.
100%. But yeah, it's looking very, very desperate, isn't it? Joining us now to look at the situation is Chris Cowlin from the Spurs Chat Podcast. Chris, how you feeling, mate?
Ollie, Jacob, obviously feeling pretty devastated at the moment, sitting in the bottom three. I feel pretty sick looking at the Premier League table. Spurs need points and fast, but it doesn't look like we're going to pick up any, because in this calendar year of 2026 so far, only 5 points. And the teams in and around us are showing more passion, grit, determination and fight. West Ham have picked up 18 points, Leeds 15, Forest 15, and, we need a miracle right now.
Yeah, are you moving towards acceptance that this is your fate? Yeah,
absolutely. I'll be completely honest with you. I think Spurs will go down, judging on and looking at our previous performances under multiple different managers, Thomas Frank, Igor Tudor, now Roberto De Zerbi, 3 managers this season, 4 managers in the last 11 months. We've gone round in circles, and the players need to show more fight. We know that these players are capable of a lot more, and it's about delivering on the pitch now. We don't need the words from them. We don't need these interviews that they keep giving, saying we're going to show you this and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. We just need to see it on the pitch. And, another disappointing result and performance yesterday at Sunderland, and you expect that manager bounce again. We've gone through so many different managers since moving in that stadium now, 7 permanent managers, 4 interim appointments, and we can't keep going on like this. We finished 17th last year. We are now sitting in the relegation zone, and it is time to fight. We've got 6 cup finals left. We keep saying as fans, this game is a must win. We've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to win. And the performances and certainly the results aren't there, and it is very worrying. But when I walked out of the Stadium of Light yesterday, everyone was just so quiet. You could hear a pin drop walking down the stairs because, I think there is that real acceptance now of, we could be, we probably will be playing Championship football.
Chris, you say there's 6 more cup finals left. One of those games is against Leeds United. They're obviously playing tonight against Manchester United. Are they the team that you can catch? Because you've got that game against them, are they the team you look at and you go, if there's one there, they're the ones we can catch?
I'm not sure, because when I've given you that stat there, Spurs have picked up 5 draws, 5 points this calendar year. And, the other 9 games in the Premier League have ended in defeat. And when you look at those stats of West Ham picking up 18 points, Leeds and Forest picking up 15 points, all of these teams at the moment seem to be miles ahead of us. And when we played the teams in and around us, like West Ham, in January, they come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That was a must-win for us, and they come and beat us. Nottingham Forest, before the international break, they beat us 3-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So this Leeds game is going to be a crunch game. But, I say it to you both, what's an easy game in the Premier League at the moment, and what's an easy game for Tottenham at the moment? I suppose an easy game for anyone at the moment would be to play Tottenham. But when Tottenham are playing anyone else, we are really struggling. And, I'm not sitting here being a dramatic fan. It's realism. I don't know who we're going to beat at the moment. We've got Brighton next, and when I look at these fixtures, to some general football fans, non-Tottenham fans, I mean, these games could look pretty easy to some, but no game is standing out as an easy one for me at the moment.
I agree, Chris. I go back to the game against West Ham that you had at home where they lost in the last minute, and for me that was the moment where I genuinely thought that Tottenham were just starting to stink of relegation and stink of a team that were going to sleepwalk into that kind of situation, because I think at that time there was something like 9 points clear, that they're now in that bottom 3. Look, they've thrown money at De Zerbi to come in and kind of rip it all up, but for me it just feels like he hasn't got enough time anyway.
Ollie, I think you're spot on. When you mentioned that game against West Ham, Thomas Frank should have gone that evening, or certainly the next day. And, I truly believe that we kept hold of Thomas Frank for far too long. I think that the 44-day stint of Igor Tudor was a waste of time, no Premier League experience. I know there was a lot of criticism from a lot of the media and certainly the fans by that appointment. But, you're right. De Zerbi has come in for the last 7 Premier League games, and you're expecting miracles in the last 7 matches. Are we going to get it? I think long term, and by I say long term, I mean next season and beyond. De Zerbi could be a really good appointment, and we could play very attractive football. But he doesn't have the time to do so much of probably what he wants to do. He's trying to put in basic principles in these remaining 7 games. But is it enough time? It probably isn't.
Chris, realistically, I mean, De Zerbi's known as a fiery character. Do you really think he would stick with Spurs through the duration of a season in the Championship and come back up with you?
I always say this on my podcast, nothing surprises me with this football club. Nothing surprises me at all. So it wouldn't surprise me at all that if Spurs did go down, that De Zerbi parts ways and just manages Spurs for 7 games. But then again, it wouldn't surprise me to see him in the dugout next year because, as you guys have already mentioned, he's getting a very hefty pay packet, and I think that he wants to, make Tottenham good again, and we know that what he's capable of. We've seen it at various clubs, particularly in the Premier League with Brighton. They got European football for the first time in their history under him. We know exactly what or how he wants to play in the Premier League, and we know that is truly entertaining. But at the moment, it is just about getting to the summer, with Premier League status and surviving this very, very disastrous season that we've had.
Chris, I was listening to Simon Jordan a bit earlier, speaking about this situation, and one of the points he tried to make was that obviously Daniel Levy left the club. It was something a lot of Spurs fans were arguably happy to see, given the way that they thought he was running it wasn't beneficial. He then said that really they need to start pointing the finger at the people who've then taken charge after that, and kind of how they've run the ship since then. Does he have a fair point there?
Absolutely. Daniel Levy actually said in an interview, I think it was with Sky at the time, and he said that I'll be missed when I'm gone. And I think a lot of people are realising what work Daniel Levy did at the football club now, and I think that's a very, very fair comment and very fair point. And Johan Lange at the moment, transfer windows haven't been good enough. Vino Venkatesham, of course, came in, previous club, Arsenal, yes. And the Lewis family, of course, own the football club, and all of them need to look in the mirror, and all of them need to do better. The club is a complete mess at the moment, from boardroom right through to the dugout and on the pitch. When we moved in that stadium in 2019. It was meant to be a game changer. We were meant to see top class players, and every single player that has been brought in, when a player has left, they have been a downgrade and not an upgrade. We have not had an upgrade of a signing since we moved into that brand new stadium, and this is the big issue. Transfer window after transfer window. I know football fans, we could all sit here, whatever team we support, we could always say we need more in a transfer window. But Tottenham, honestly, it has just been so underwhelming, window after window. And you look at Pochettino's team at Tottenham. We were very close to great things, winning the Champions League, and we were up there, with Leicester, and look at them now in the Championship. Just about to go down to League One. You look at that Pochettino team, how great that was, and look at us now. It's just it's complete difference, and it's a complete mess.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, I'm just wondering, obviously it's been a miserable season for you. Are you able to take any pleasure out of Arsenal potentially bottling all their competitions, or is that just not feasible at the moment?
It isn't really, but I'll end on this. Good luck to Manchester City for the rest of the season.
It's terrible.
Is that good enough?
Bring your lunch, bring your dinner.
They have been the two most entertaining clubs, I've got to say, from a neutral perspective. Chris, thank you very much indeed for your time, mate.
Cheers, Chris.
Thank you, cheers.
There we go, Chris Cowlin from the Spurs Chat Podcast. Sounds downbeat, doesn't he, Chris?
They all do. I've got to be honest with you, there's been a lot of criticism of Arsenal's football this year. There is a part of me, I'll be gutted if they go down, because I think they're the only two games I've enjoyed this season. Honestly, you take the Spurs games out of my season, it's been bleak.
Yeah,
it's been the most fun we've had. I think that is a thing about. I remember Everton were near the drop zone a couple of years ago, and I saw Liverpool fans saying I wouldn't want them to go down. I thought, what are you on about? It's your rival. But there is a bit of you that go, I don't want to lose Derby Day. You haven't had a great time.
I would very happily lose Derby Day, Jacob. Very happily. I hate it. It's the worst 2 days of the year.
Ironically, you're closer to the drop than Sunderland, so if you want out of it, mate, there's only one way to go.
This is the social